Hi everyone. Feels like it's been a little while since I've done a video, so I thought I'd give you a quick one today just to bring you up to speed on my mental health and some of the stuff I've had going on lately, which has meant I've had to step back a little bit from YouTube. Life's been getting quite busy lately. Well, hectic, really. It's an understatement, probably. Work's been quite full on. I've been travelling, commuting, up to 5 days a week now, and we've had hot weather in the UK now for weeks on end, and we're in the middle of a heat wave at the moment as well. So I've been suffering a bit with the humidity, and like many people, not sleeping well, lacking energy, all that kind of stuff. Um, we've had a lot going on with the kids at home as well because they're like wrapping up for the end of school year. So they've had plays, they've had awards, they've had transition days with moving schools and all kinds of stuff like ahead of September. So we've had all that going on. I've had COVID again, so that knocked me out for a couple of weeks. Just really fatigued, brain fog, I had a temperature, I had all the usual kind of like flu type symptoms as well. So that really knocked me out for a while. So I wasn't kind of good for nothing with that. So I was off work for a bit as well. Our pet cat got hit by a car, broke both his back legs. So we had that kind of tough decision, really. Like, do we have him put down, or do we keep him? So he's a family cat, and we all love him. So it was worth hanging on to him. So, and I'm really pleased that we did. So he's had his operation, and so he's been recovering at home now for the last sort of week and a half. And he's needed kind of round the clock attention to some extent, kind of like a person would, really, when you're recovering. So between my wife and I and the kids, we've been kind of juggling that a bit around, work and school and everything else. So that's been it's been an interesting experience, to be honest. It has, and he's only 1 year old, so he's pretty sprightly, full of energy, and he's already trying to do more than he should be doing. Forever trying to get out of his cage and climbing on his feet constantly when he shouldn't be, all that kind of stuff. But we took him to the vets recently for a checkup, and he's doing really well, so no complaints. So it's all good. Yeah, so with all that going on, it's been really hard to find the time to sit down and do a video, have the headspace for it, and during the heat of the day and all the rest of it as well, it's been quite difficult to find that right moment when you're in the right zone, to talk. So hoping things are going to pick up a bit more over the next week or two, and I'll start getting into some regular videos again. I've been feeling it a bit with my mental health lately as well. It's been quite, I think it's been quite tough, like with the weather and with everything going on. But I've really been feeling the kind of withdrawal of not having a therapist anymore as well. Because it's probably been, I don't know, must be like a couple of months almost now since I've had a therapist, and I was seeing them weekly before, and it was a really good outlet for me to just like do a bit of a brain dump and have someone to channel my kind of inner thoughts to when I needed it. And I was on a really good wavelength with them as well. So I think I've been missing that, and also feeling the effects of not having that outlet in the same way. To some extent, doing these videos is quite good for that, because I can talk quite honestly, and hopefully some of you are relating to what I'm talking about. And if you are, please pop a comment in down below. It'd be great to hear from you, and I know some of you do, and I really appreciate everyone who does take the time to write to me. I appreciate it a lot. But yeah, so it's been tough not having that outlet, because I feel like I'm bottling it up a bit more than I should, especially when I'm feeling under pressure. I just don't always have someone I feel like I can just talk to there and then, in that kind of way. So I've got friends, I've got people I know that I can talk to. You know, I can talk to my wife, but it's sometimes so much of this is situational. You know, it's where you are in the moment, and it's being able to like offload when you need to, where someone can be quite passive and just be happy to listen as well. I think that can be difficult sometimes since not having a therapist. I do hope to get them back again. You know, I'm still kind of in email contact with them as well, and they're quite keen to keep that connection with me as well. So that's been really nice to see that. So, but you know, it's a financial thing at the moment. I just can't afford it. So, not that they were super expensive, but there's a lot of costs to life right now, and costs of everything are going up all the time. So I just can't afford therapists. I just can't afford therapy in the way that I could before. Really, it's just not manageable for me. So I do want to get back to it, but yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm feeling the pinch, and I'm suffering a bit from not having that outlet. I do need to get myself back to the doctors again, just to review my medication as much as anything, and I haven't seen them all year, so it's been a decent 7 months since I've seen the GP now, which in a way is pretty good because I was seeing them like every couple of weeks last year, like really frequently, you know. So I've definitely, you know, got over that hurdle of feeling like I need that kind of help all the time. And I'm no longer seeing my wellbeing advisor either, so that kind of ran its course. So I was seeing them for like 6 months or so. It felt more like a kind of just check in with how I'm doing overall, which was really useful to have, definitely. But I don't think it had that same life impact that maybe a therapist has in terms of helping you manage your thoughts and deal with some of the day-to-day challenges you've got going on in life, like particularly around your mental health as well, not just life challenges per se. You know, everybody has them, but trying to keep my mental health on an even keel definitely has been challenging this last few weeks. I've also got my skydive coming up really soon, which I put myself in for at the start of the year because I wanted to have something to look forward to, and I am looking forward to it. I'm starting to get a little bit nervous as well because it's, what is it, the 9th of August, so it's just under a month away now. 15,000 feet, jumping out of a plane. So yeah, something I wanted to do for my birthday, but it's also something I wanted to do that I've never done before as a kind of like bucket list type activity that I could just have something to look forward to, something positive in the future that's going on, you know. I really needed that as an anchor. So yeah, I was like, do you know what, I'm going to do it. I need this, I'm going to do it. So yeah, I am raising money for Mind, the mental health charity, as part of the skydive as well. So if you'd be interested in sponsoring, that would be absolutely amazing. I'll put a link in the description below, so if you'd like to donate or check out why I'm a bit more info on why I'm doing this skydive, you know, you can find that info in the description. So but yeah, I'm starting to get a bit nervous around that, so probably rightly so. I'm sure a lot of people would be, especially if you've not done it before. But I'm definitely going through with it because it's something that I just want to do, so that's going to be cool. So I'm having it filmed as well, so I'm sure I'll be able to put some footage out there afterwards as well, so people will have some proof in the pudding that I've actually done it and it's gone ahead. So these days in the social media world we live in, I think there are those people that want to wait to see the evidence first before they donate, let's say. There's still a few of those out there, so and it's nice to be able to share, to be fair. It's positive news and it's not something everybody does, so yeah, so it's nice to have that coming up. But yeah, it's playing on my mind a little bit as well, that I'm counting the weeks down now, really. So yeah, I'll keep you all posted on that as it happens, because that's a big deal in my year for me on several levels. So that's where I'm at the moment. Life's getting a little bit better now. I'm past COVID and my cat's in recovery, and my plans for the future are not that far away. So that's all right. But I'm just trying to find the downtime day to day at the moment where I can, that will keep me feeling level-headed, really, because I think with so much going on, and some of it outside my control, just in terms of the different demands on me and stuff like that, it's definitely challenging, and it's meaning like my mood's fluctuating quite a lot as well, and I'm not sleeping so well these days either. Some of that stress, and I've got a lot playing on my mind, and it's also the heat at the moment too, so that's not helping. I'm feeling quite lethargic and not so good during the days, especially like once the afternoon hits, really. But I'm having to be like kind of performing. I'm in that whole performing monkey sort of phase at the moment, really, where I'm having to be in different places for different reasons and getting on doing stuff, but I can feel a little bit like I'm on autopilot as well, which is not always a good thing. So I'm trying to slow down where I can and just find those moments of quiet in the day. I am reading a lot more at the moment, so that's kind of a good thing, that I'm able to just sit and concentrate, and it's a nice little bit of escapism as well. So that's I'm pleased that my mindset is in that kind of place at the moment, that I can concentrate, I can focus, and I can pick up a book, and I can absorb it, and I can get lost in it for a little while, because I think that's some of what I need at the moment. So it's definitely finding little things that can work for you in the situation, in the moment, that I'm having to latch onto. And I know, like, for a time, and I've mentioned this in other videos, it's like I've always been an avid reader, and over this last like couple of years, really, I found it really hard to concentrate and read, and just lost the interest in it, but maybe that's changing. I've read several books over the last couple of months, so that's a positive shift, I suppose, in a way. Like, that's a bit of a back to my old self kind of thing. So that's that's a positive, I guess. But if you're watching this and you've got any tips around activities or methods and ways of focusing your mind, or just finding relaxation in different ways on a day-to-day, please share them in the comments below, because I'd love to hear them. And what works for one person doesn't always work for another, or it might not work one day, but it can work the next day, or the next week or month. It's important that we're creative, and that we're patient with ourselves, and that we keep trying, keep doing different things, trying new activities, or trying old ones, revisiting them. Different things can work at different points in time. There was a time when I really got into doing the whole colouring thing, like the adult colouring books, and I never imagined I'd be interested in that, like particularly for someone having like an art degree. And I've always been kind of creative in my own way in terms of my imagination and stuff, so like following an adult colouring book felt a little bit like going back to childhood in a way. But wow, like that ability to just set calm in your mind and body by just colouring in sections can really, really work for you. And yeah, that worked for me for a time, definitely. Whereas now, I'm not bothered about it, really, I'm not bothered. So different things can work at different times. Like, it's important not to be dismissive of things that can work for you, or might work for you now that didn't work for you before. Revisit stuff, try it again. It can be good for you. So yeah, right, I'll leave you there. If you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm whacking a stick around in my hand. Sometimes it's useful to have something in my hands to keep myself focused. So yeah, hopefully I'll start posting more frequently again, and I just need to find a little pocket of time in my days to start getting some of these videos together again. I was at a point where I was ahead of myself, you know, I was almost bulk posted, but I've just, yeah, lost all focus in the last couple of weeks, so I'm going to try and get that back again. So I hope you're all keeping well, and if you made it to the end of this video, well done. I'm always pleased with the people that do, because it can be a lot listening to people offload sometimes, because we've all got our own shit going on in life. So but I appreciate everyone who comments and everyone who takes the time to listen through. So enjoy the rest of your days, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.